Okay, start na tayo ng lesson natin. Tapos tingnan natin kung kasi ilang slides lang pala to, so baka ma, ma, yung next lesson natin makuha rin pala natin dito. Okay, tingnan natin. Papadala ko dito sa chat box kapag may enough time tayo. So, what going to talk about today is yung concept ng differentiability and chain rule. Now, ano yung differentiability? So, we have encountered a lot of terminologies about functions. Yung, so, marami tayong mga no, adjectives about functions. Yung odd, even, ano pa? Odd, even, positive, non-negative. Tapos, pag-aralan din natin yung continuous function. Continuous at a point. O, tandaan lagi na continuous at a point. Pero, sige, continuous na muna. Continuous. Ito yung bago nating adjective sa function. Differentiable. Okay, differentiable. Tapos, pag napag-aralan natin yung concept ng differentiable function, pag-aaralan natin yung tinatawag na chain rule. Basically, ang chain rule, kasi nakita natin kung meron tayong uh, yung some rule about pag kinukuha yung derivative ng f plus or minus g prime and yung f prime plus or minus g prime. Tapos, pag product, gumagamit tayo ng product rule f prime times g plus f times g prime. Tapos, sorry, may quotient rule. Ito yung medyo makaka. Okay? Tapos yung chain rule naman, paano kapag composition ng meron? Okay. So, tignan natin. Isa-isayin na natin yung mga lessons natin. So, differentiability muna itackle natin tayo. Okay, anong ibig sabihin ng differentiability? So, a function f is said to be differentiable at the number x equal to x naught. So, parang continuity din siya na continuous na differentiable at a number if its derivative f prime of x naught at x equal to x naught exists. Okay? So, makes sense. Kapag kinuha mo yung derivative tapos in-evaluate mo doon, okay? Like, kinuha mo yung derivative, nag-evaluate ka doon, may number ka na makuha. A function f is differentiable on an open interval AB if f is differentiable at every real number in the open interval AB. And finally, a function f is differentiable everywhere if it's differentiable at every real number. Okay. Magbibigay tayo ng geometric interpretation dahil kung ano ibig sabihin ng differentiable para madali natin maalala. Parang pag sinabing continuity or continuous, pag continuous, ang geometric interpretation niya, kapag may graph ka, kaya mong i-sketch yung graph mo without lifting your pen. Okay, continuous. Kaya tuloy-tuloy, continuous. So ano ibig naputol dun, no? Continuous. Ano yan, paputol na. Continuous. So differentiable, ano yung ibig sabihin ng differentiable? Geometrically. Yeah. So, medyo, ito, derivative, yun lang, kunin mo yung derivative, so, tapos evaluate mo, kung nag-exist, di okay. Ang tanong, tumagal, alright, sige ko na ko. Okay, differentiable, no? Eh, paano kapag yung function mo, at ano yung mga pasawan? Piecewise. Piecewise yung mga function mo. Okay? Pag ang mga function mo, piecewise. Okay? Pag ang function mo, piecewise, ayun na naman yung tatanungin natin. Paano maging differentiable kapag ang function mo, piecewise? Ayan na. Okay na. So, determine if f of x equal to the absolute value of x is x if x is greater than or equal to 0 or negative x if x is less than 0 is differentiable at x equal to 0. So, ano ang f prime of 0? Ganun ang gagawin natin, no? Ipakita mo lang yung derivative niya. Hanapin mo yung derivative niya. Tapos pag nahanap mo yung derivative, evaluate mo sa 0. So, dapat may makuha kang number. Okay. Eh, paano yan? Paano ba kunin ng derivative ng ano, ng absolute value? Di ba, hindi naman tayo naaral yan, yung kung paano kung mga absolute value. So, pag ganito class, piecewise na naman, yung mga pasaway na function, babalik ka sa definition. Definition na derivative. Okay? Anong definition ng derivative? So, babalikan natin yung concept na yon. So, pag binalikan natin yung concept na yon, papakilala mo natin yung dalawang concepts. Ito, yung concept ng derivative from the left at derivative from the right. Okay. Wala lang, kamukha yan ng continuity from the left at continuity from the right. Let f be a function defined at x equal to x naught. Okay? Dito defined lang ha. The derivative from the left of f at x equal to x naught denoted by f prime of x naught tapos lalagyan mo lang ng minus 6 sa ilalim. Okay? Is given by, so symbol lang ito class, symbol lang. F prime minus, so symbol lang ito ha, is equal to limit of f of x minus f of x naught all over x minus x naught as x approaches x naught from the left. So, special kind of limit lang ito. Ito yung sinosolve mo lang ng limit as x approaches x naught from the left. If the limit exists, derivative from the right naman of f at x equal to x naught, ito yung notation, f prime, tapos may plus sa ilalim, at x naught is given by limit of f of x minus f of x naught as x over x minus x naught as x approaches x naught from the right if the limit exists. Okay? So papakilala lang natin to kasi bago natin pinakilala to. Kasi sa-solve natin ito. Okay? Kasi parang okay, gagamitin natin yung definition ng ano, definition ng derivative, yung limit f prime at 0 is equal to limit of f of x. Actually, ang alam niyo ano no, f prime of 0 is equal to limit of f of x plus delta x minus f of x over delta x as delta x approaches 0. Yung x dito, yung 0, okay? So f of 0 plus delta x. Pero ang gagamitin natin yung alternative definition lang. Yung nasa ilalim, x minus 0. So ito, f of x minus f of 0. X approaches 0. I think alternative definition. Pareho lang itong dalawa. Okay? So, ano ibig sabihin ng differentiability? The derivative from the left or right is also referred to as the left-hand derivative or the right-hand derivative. Kapag right-hand derivative, mga pangalan lang naman sila. Or simply left derivative or right derivative. Ito yung kailangan natin na theorem. Parang sa continuity lang siya. A function f is differentiable at the number x equal to x naught if and only if f prime from the left or the derivative from the left and derivative from the right both exist. Okay, so number to ha, number tong dalawang to, hindi infinity. Number sila. Furthermore, nag-exist sila at equal sila. Equal yung dalawa. So, kunyari, ito ay 2, dapat ito 2 rin. So, kapag pareho ang sagot, yun ang derivative natin. Di ba kamukha lang yung continuity? Continuity from the left, continuity from the right. Tapos, dapat equal. Okay? Mamaya may mas general tayong algorithm na papakita paano maghanap, paano mag-solve talaga ng differentiability kapag mga piecewise function ang meron tayo. So, let's go back to our example na absolute value of x. So, ipapakita natin kung differentiable ba ito or hindi. So, isa-solve natin yung derivative from the left at derivative from the right. So, derivative from the left, it would be limit of f of x minus f of 0 all over x minus 0 as x approaches 0 from the left. Ano ang f of x natin pag 0 from the left? 0 from the left, ito kasi nagpa-correspond sa kanya. Ito yung 0 from the left. So, ito yung magiging negative x. Ang f of 0 naman, Ang 0, dito mo siya i-evaluate. So, f of 0 is equal to absolute value of 0. Ito lang yun. Absolute value of 0, that would be 0. Tapos, yung sa ilalim mo, x lang. So, negative x over x, negative 1. So, right derivative naman, it would be f of x minus f of 0 over x minus 0. Mukha lang. Pero ang pagkakaiba, kasi you're approaching 0 from the right, ito yon, x yon. So, x minus absolute value of 0, okay, over x. So, x over x, we get 1. So, ano niya? Ano yung nasa sabi dito? Kasi ang negative 1 hindi equal sa 1. Therefore, f is not differentiable at x is equal to 0. Okay? Okay. So, ibig sabihin, hindi differentiable ang x is equal to, hindi differentiable ang absolute value sa x is equal to 0. So, ang tanong, paano sa ibang number? Kung yan, isa-solve mo f prime of 1. Kung 1 naman ang isolve mo, kung 1 yan, f of 1 to, x minus 1. Okay. 1 to. So, ano yung 1 from the ano mo to, no? Um, tama, kung 1 ito, 1 ito lahat, 1 from the left, 1, 1. So, ano yung f of x natin dito? So, ang 1 from the left, ito ang 1 from the left. Nandito ang 1 from the left, no? So, ano pa ang 1 from the left? X to. X minus 1 over x minus 1. So, x minus 1 over x minus 1, that would be positive 1. Sa kabila naman, kapag 1 ito, 1 from the right, so f of 1 ito, nasa ng 1 from the right, ito pa rin. So pareho siya x minus 1 over x minus 1. So pareho makukuha 1. So ibig sabihin, ang absolute value of x, differentiable siya sa x is equal to 1. Nagkataon lang na sa isang number, 0, hindi siya differentiable. Okay? So, hindi ibig sabihin plus na pag hindi ka differentiable sa isang number, hindi ka na differentiable sa ibang number, ha? So, hindi lang siya differentiable sa x is equal to 0. Okay. Now, let's have this next example. Determine if f of x equal to 1 half x squared plus 24 if x is less than 4, or 16 squared of x if x is greater than or equal to 4 is differentiable at x is equal to 4. Okay. Para sa continuity, kung sino yan dito sa dulo, siya lagi kadalasan yung taya. Okay, uy, malak siya. Okay. So kapag piecewise function, okay, pag piecewise function, gagamitin natin yung um, derivative from the left and derivative from the right. Okay. So, i-complete natin yung derivative from the left. Limit of f of x minus f of 4 over x minus 4. Ano ang, kasi 4 from the left ito, ano yung f of x natin? Ang 4 from the left, 12x squared plus 24. Minus f of 4, sa natin i-evaluate si f of 4. F of 4, that would be dito, 16 square root of 4. So that would be 16 times 2, 32. All over x minus 4. So simplify natin, we get 12x squared plus 24 minus 32. So 12x squared minus 8 over x minus 4. So yung favorite lang ninyo, mag-plug in kayo. 1 half times 4 squared minus 8 over 4 minus 4. But we get here, 16 divided by 2, 8 minus 8 over 0. So we get 0 over 0. So kailangan i-simplify pa. Itong 1 half, pwede mo i-factor out 1/2 times x squared minus 16 all over x minus 4. Okay. So x squared minus 16 over x minus 4. Tapos ito, ano lang ito? Factor lang ito. So pwede mong ibaba lang yan. 1/2. Parang kunyari meron ka ditong 2 times x squared minus 16 over x minus 4. Pareho lang yan sa 2 times x squared minus 16 over x minus 4. Okay? Minomultiply mo ito sa buong fraction na ito. Ito rin, itong 1/2, minomultiply mo sa buong fraction. Tapos yung x squared minus 16 mo rito, pag ipa-factor mo siya, magiging x plus 4 times x minus 4. So cancel mo ito. So ano makukuha mo? 1/2 times x plus 4. Plug in 4. 4 plus 4, 8. 8 divided by 2, 4. 8. Ito yung favorite mo. Okay, nakuha. Ay, yung favorite. Ang ibig sabihin, may nakuha tayong number. Okay, may chat mo na dito. Ah, paano nakuha? Okay, sige. Ah, paano daw nakuha itong negative 32? So meron tayong ano no, bakit ako sumulat? F of x minus f of 4 over x minus 4. Okay. Kasi 4 yung ano natin kaya ngayon. Yung f of x, kasi 4 from the left ka, ito yung 4 from the left. So that would be 1/2 x squared plus 24. Yung 32 naman, ito yung f of 32. Ay, f of 32. F of 4. Ito, saan mo ipa-plug ang f of 4? Ang f of 4, kasi nandito yung equal sign dito. 16 square root of 4. So that would be 16 times 2. So we get here 32. Yun. Kaya tas minus 32 kasi f of x minus f of 4. Okay? Okay naman? Then nakuha yung minus 32. Parang dito, yung sa 0, minus f of 0. Okay? Minus to. Yun yung definition natin. Okay? Ito definition, minus f of 4. Okay? Okay. So nakuha natin dito 4. Now, punta naman tayo sa 4 from the right. Pag 4 from the right naman, ganun din yung definition. Sumulat. F of 4 minus, f of 4. F of, isa pa, f of x minus f of 4 over x minus 4. Pero dahil 4 from the right ka na, 4 from the right, 16 square root of x. Yun yung magiging function natin dito. Minus f of 4 ulit, 32. So fix talaga itong 32 nito. F of 4 kasi yan eh. F of 4 over x minus 4. Tapos yung favorite niyo, plug in. Pag nag-plug in kayo, 16 square root of 4 minus 32 over 4 minus 4, eventually you will get 0 over 0. So ano gagawin natin? Para madali mag-rationalize, factor out natin yung 16 muna. So makukuha natin 16 square root of x minus 2 all over x minus 4. So equal ito sa 16 times square root of x minus 2 over x minus 4. Okay, binaba lang natin ito dito. Nilagay lang natin yung sa gilid. So meron na tayong itong rational part na to. Pag plinogin mo yung 4 ulit, makukuha mo square root of 4 minus 2 over 4 minus 4. 0 over 0 ulit. So i-rationalize natin. Pag ni-rationalize, let's multiply square root of x plus 2 over square root of x plus 2. Yung numerator natin magiging square root of x times square root of x minus 2 squared minus 4 over x minus 4 times square root of x plus 2. You don't need to simplify the one in the denominator. Ang kailangan mo na i-simplify yung nasa numerator. Yung gusto mong i-rationalize. Okay? Kasi ang goal mo talaga mag-cancel out. Yun yung pinaka-goal mo. Magka-cancel to. So matitira sa atin 16 over square root of x plus 2. So pag yung favorite mo na, magpa-plug in na tayo ng 4, 16 over square root of 4 plus 2, we get 16 over 2 plus 2, 16/4, that would be 4. 4 din ang makukuha natin. At dahil pareho yung number 4 and 4 nag-i-exist, masabi natin na ang derivative natin dun sa 4, okay, hindi lang f is differentiable at x is equal to 4. Ang derivative din doon ay 4. Nagkataon lang na parehong number no 4, 4, 4. Okay? At x equal to 4, ang derivative doon, 4 din. Okay. Dito, hindi siya differentiable at 0. Okay, so walang derivative. So, ito yung gusto nating theorem. Ayan. Ano yung relationship ng differentiability sa continuity? Kasi nag-aaral tayo ng calculus. So, ito pa ulit-ulit lumalabas sa mga lecture exam para ma-drill in talaga lagi itong theorem na to. Kasi hanggang Math 85 lalabas itong theorem na ito. Sinasabi, if f is differentiable at x is equal to x naught, then automatically continuous siya sa x is equal to x naught. Okay. So, in the language of set theory, so theoretical itong isang to. In the language of sets, ang ibig sabihin, meron kang set of functions, ayan, letter F, set of functions. Within set of functions, meron kang set of continuous functions. Okay. So kapag continuous, sabi daw dito, kapag differentiable ka, automatic, continuous ka. Implication, differentiable implies continuous. So, parang sa language ng set theory, pag differentiable ka implies continuous, differentiable, subset ka ng continuous. Ayun yun. Ito logic ito, itong language na ito. Pag itatransform mo ito sa set, magiging subset siya. Pareho lang yung dalawa. So, differentiable implies continuous, differentiable, subset ng continuous. So, kapag differentiable ka, subset ka ng mga continuous function. Yun ang sinasabi doon. Mas malaking set ang continuous function kaysa sa differentiable function. Okay? So, tingnan natin itong mga other equivalent statements na ito na may kinalam para madaling maalala itong mga equivalent statements na ito. You refer to the set diagram. Okay. The first one is said, if f is discontinuous at x is equal to x naught, then f is not differentiable at x is equal to x naught. Tingnan muna natin yung diagram natin. Kapag discontinuous ka, nasaan yung function na yan, f? Discontinuous. O hindi ito yung discontinuous ha, differentiable yan, b. Discontinuous, ito yung continuous, ang discontinuous nandito sa labas. Ayan yung function f mo. So kung discontinuous ka, nasa labas ka na nito, C, automatic, nasa labas ka na rin ng D. Not differentiable. Okay? So that's one way to visualize this statement here. Another way to remember this statement, tandaan mo lang to, differentiable, continuous. Pagbalik na rin mo yung dalawang adjective na yan, continuous, differentiable, okay? Nilagay mo yung continuous sa hypothesis, nilagay mo yung differentiable sa conclusion, tapos kukunin mo yung negation nila. Not continuous, not differentiable. So, I think mamata nata kayo ngayon, no? Ang tawag natin dito ay yung contrapositive of the statement. So, ang original statement or the conditional statement and the contrapositive are equivalent statement. So this one is true. This one is also true. Parehong true itong dalawang to. Okay? Now, yung dalawa, false ang pareho. Ito, false itong mga to. Okay. Ang sinasabi ito, tagalin mo natin itong mga not na ito, no? Kunin natin yung tinatawag na converse. Converse naman, babalik na rin natin yung hypothesis at hypothesis tsaka conclusion. If f is continuous, then F is differentiable. Okay? Wala na tayong not na ilalagay. Walang not muna. Pag walang not na nakalagay, pag continuous ka ba, asan yung function natin? Pag continuous ka ba, ito yun, no? Automatic ba differentiable ka? Hindi ka papasok sa loob. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, pag continuous ka, hindi ka automatic differentiable. Okay. Next. Lagay natin yung continuous ulit dito. Lagay natin yung differentiable dito. Okay. Ang teka lang, tama ba? Continuous, differentiable. Balik rin naman natin. Babalik ko yung continuous dito. So, ito ulit, continuous differentiable. Yan pa rin. Lalagyan lang natin ng not. Not yung pareho. Okay. Not, not. Pag may not ito, pag hindi ka ba differentiable, automatic ka ba, hindi ka continuous? Pag tiningnan mo, nandito yung differentiable. Pag hindi ka differentiable, pwedeng nandito ka. Pwedeng totoo, hindi ka continuous. Pero pwedeng nandito ka rin. Nandito ka sa loob na to. So, pwede ka maging continuous. Okay? So, ang converse, pag ginawa mo itong continuous, ginawa mo itong differentiable, pinagbaligtad mo yung hypothesis sa conclusion, false ito. Furthermore, kapag nilagyan mo ito ng not, nilagyan mo ito ng not, okay, false din ito. Okay? Ito naman yung tinatawag na inverse. Inverse nung statement natin. So, ang true lang, itong conditional, tsaka itong contrapositive. Yan lang yung true. The two are not true. Okay? False ito, false ito. So, okay? So, yun lang. You can visualize it. Tapos, pwede mo paglaruan yung tinatawag na ano, dahil I believe in math and pwede mo paglaruan yung uh, original, contrapositive, converse, inverse. Okay? So, ano yung general algorithm na gagawin natin kapag um, nagsasagot tayo ng derivative ng mga piecewise function? Kasi notice, ang trabaho nito, no? Ang trabaho niyan, baka makahanap tayo ng paraan na mas simple. Okay. So as it turns out, so ito yung mga ano natin. Ito yung mga example natin. Example pala muna. Consider the function f of x is equal to absolute value of x. Observe that ang absolute value of x continuous siya sa x is equal to 0. Di ba ba ganyan siya? Pero nakita natin nung sinov, hindi pala siya differentiable at x is equal to 0. Okay, so continuous siya. Ang absolute value continuous, pero hindi siya differentiable at x is equal to 0. So, geometrically, ano ibig sabihin kapag meron kang uh, non-differentiable function? So, geometrically, if f is differentiable at x is equal to x naught, then the graph of f has a non-vertical tangent line at x is equal to x naught. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng non-vertical tangent line. So, mas madaling i-visualize ang mga hindi differentiable. Pag hindi ka differentiable, so if you are not differentiable, if f is not differentiable, okay, then one of the following is true. If f is not f, a function f is not differentiable, nabubulol ako. If, so ito yung mga natin, ito yung mga hypothesis natin. So, di ba, una, if f is not continuous, f is not differentiable. So, kapag automatic yan, pag hindi ka na continuous sa number na yon, hindi ka na differentiable. Paano pag continuous? Nandito sa loob na. Nandito ka na sa loob. Kanina yung not continuous. So, pag not continuous, automatic, hindi differentiable. Paano pag continuous ka? Now, notice here, ang absolute value of x continuous, di ba? Pero nakita natin hindi differentiable. So, ang iiwasan mo rin sa graph ay yung graph mo, walang corner or cusp at x is equal to x equal to 0. Yung ganito. Yan. Wala kang mga corners yung mga ganito. Furthermore, wala ka ring vertical tangent line at x is equal to x naught. Although yung definition natin ng tangent line, di ba naalala yung definition natin ng tangent line? Balikan natin yun, yung nung Tuesday. Ang definition ng tangent line, pwede mag-infinity. Okay, pwede mag-infinity sa tangent line. Ayan yung limit from the left, limit from the right. Pwede mag-infinity ang tangent line. Pero, pag sa concept ng differentiability, pag meron kang pag meron kang tangent line, hindi ka differentiable. Okay? Hindi ka differentiable ang sinasabi dito. Kapag ang f mo merong vertical tangent line, hindi ka differentiable. Okay? So ano ang implication ng isang ito class? Ibig sabihin, pwede kang may tangent line sa particular point na yon. Tangent line exists, okay? Pero f is not differentiable. Okay? Pwede yon. So kasi baka isipin nyo, ha? Hindi ba dapat kapag differentiable ka may tangent line ka? Not necessarily. Ang differentiability property siya ng function itself, not the tangent line. Motivation lang yung tangent line para mailabas natin yung definition ng derivative. And in effect, mailabas natin yung definition din ng differentiability. Dito, ang sinasabi, parang yun yung sinasabi, yung napag-usapan natin kahapon, mas malaki ang set ng mga tangent line kaysa sa set ng mga differentiables. So, pwedeng may tangent line ka, pero hindi ka differentiable. Katulad na lang kapag may vertical tangent line ka. Pag vertical tangent line ka kasi, ano ang slope mo? Ang slope ng vertical tangent line ay plus or minus infinity. So, ibig sabihin, ito ang definition ng slope eh. Yan. Ang makukuha mo kasi infinity. So, the infinity ang makukuha mo dyan, the limit already does not exist. Okay? So, pwedeng hindi ka differentiable, pero may tangent lang ka. That's why you have to remember this three here para ma-validate mo kung hindi ka differentiable. First, either not continuous or may vertical tangent line ka or yung graph mo may mga corners or cusp. I believe ang corner yata ganito yung drawing. Ang corner ganito. Ang cusp pa ganyan. Pero dito sa 83, hindi natin i-distinguish yung dalawa. Pero I think pagdating natin sa 85, we have to distinguish kung ano ibig sabihin ng corner at ano ibig sabihin ng cusp. So, geometrically, ito yung ibig sabihin nila. Ito yung discontinuous. So, pag discontinuous ka, pansin mo, ano no, may tangent line ka dito. Tapos yung mga tangent line mo. So, as you approach x not from the left, ito yung mga tangent lines mo. As you approach x not from the right, ito yung mga tangent lines mo. Papunta doon. Okay? So, napuputol dito. Napuputol siya. So, dito naman, may vertical tangent line ka. And then dito, as you approach x not from the left, ito yung mga tangent lines mo taas. As you approach x not from the left, ito yung mga tangent lines mo. X not from the right, ito yung mga tangent lines mo. So, hindi sila yung mga tangent lines mo dito, pag ganun yung trend ng isa pag ganun. So, hindi sila nagmamatch yung tangent lines natin. Eh, ganun din nangyari sa absolute value. Yung mga tangent lines natin, pababa rito. Yung mga tangent lines dito sa part na to, pababa dito. So, hindi sila nagmamatch. Okay. So, before we show kung paano yung algorithm natin, ito muna yung ano natin. Kasi, pansin nyo, uh, ang trabaho mag-solve ng derivative from the left at derivative from the right, parang ang ginagawa mo, ginagamit mo talaga yung definition. So, meron bang madaling paraan para mahanap yung derivative from the left at derivative from the right resorting to without resorting to the definition. So ito yung theorem natin. Pag may theorem, maganda, ibig sabihin, may technique tayo para ma-solve yung derivative from the left and derivative from the right. A. So, sabi daw dito, if f is continuous at x equal to x naught from the left and limit of f prime as x approaches x naught from the left, then to solve this, di ba sabi ko kanina, notation lang ito. Notation pa rin siya hanggang ngayon. This derivative from the left can be solved by this one here. So, sinasabi, isolve mo lang si f prime of x, tapos ilimit mo siya from the left. At kung sino man tong f prime of x ito, i-determine natin mamaya. So, to compute this one here, solve mo lang tong f prime of x, tapos ilimit mo siya from the left. Pag continuous from the right ka naman, and f prime of x from, and the limit of f prime of x, as x approaches x not from the right exists, then, kung gusto mo i-solve yung derivative from the right mo, ito yon, hindi mo na kailangan gamitin yung f of x minus f of 0 over x. Ay, sorry. F of x minus f of x naught over x minus x naught. Hindi mo na kailangan gamitin yung definition na yan. Ang kailangan mo na lang daw gawin, isolve si f prime of x. Tapos, ilimit mo siya. Okay? We'll demonstrate this using examples para mas madali siyang makita yung gagawin. So, ito yung steps natin para mapakita mong differentiable or not ang function mo. So, step 1, show that f is continuous. Yun na. Kasi pag hindi ka na continuous, automatic, hindi ka na differentiable. O di ba? No need to do step 2 and step 3. So, pakita mo muna siyang continuous. Ibig sabihin, dito sa set natin, nandito yung function mo sa loob. Kasi pag nandito na sa labas, automatic, wala ka na dito. Okay, pakita mo muna dito sa loob. Okay. Tapos, pag napakita mo siyang continuous, isolve mo si f prime. Now, paano solve si f prime? Eh, di ba nga, ano ka? Piecewise ka. Paano ka nag-solve ng f prime? Mamaya, may daya tayong gagawin. F prime, tapos mag-limit ka ng f prime from the left, i-limit mo si f prime as x approaches x naught from the left, tapos i-limit mo si f prime as x approaches x naught from the right. Kasi kailangan mo ipakita na equal ng dalawang ito. At nag-e-exist ay sorry, pakita mong equal itong dalawang ito pa. Nag-e-exist dapat, hindi infinity ito, tapos infinity ito. Okay, let's look at this example. Determine if f of x equal to x squared if x is less than -1 and -1 minus 2x, x is greater than or equal to -1, is differentiable at x naught is equal to 1. So, matitrain ulit yung continuity test natin dito. So, step 1, check for continuity. So, yun lang, matrabaho. Di ba yung continuity test, tatlong steps din yun? So, the first step is f of -1. Ano ang f of -1? F of -1, that would be equal to, dito ito ipa-plug, no? Sa -1 minus 2 times -1, we get -1 plus 2, we get 1. Okay? Next, f o limit ng f as x approaches -1 from the left. Okay, -1 from the left, ano yung function natin? -1 from the left, ito yon x squared. So, limit of x squared as x approaches -1 from the left, we get -1 squared, we get 1. Okay, limit of f of x as x approaches -1 from the right, limit of, ano yung -1 from the right? -1 minus 2x. As x approaches -1 from the right, we get -1 minus 2 times -1. So we get -1 plus 2. We get positive 1 then. At dahil equal yung dalawang limit from the left, limit from the right natin, at equal din sila dito, importante nga, itong tatlong ito ay equal dapat. Dahil equal silang tatlo, f is continuous at x is equal to -1. Okay, so ano na tayo? Safe na tayo, continuous na siya. Continuous na siya dun sa x equal to -1. We now check for differentiability. Now, paano mag-check ng differentiability without resorting to definition? Ganito yung gagawin natin. Dadayain mo lang. Kunin mo yung f prime of x. Okay? F prime of x. Anong derivative ng x squared? 2x. Ano derivative ng -1 minus 2x? Negative plus -2. Okay? Okay lang, ha? Kasi ayaw nila simulat. Ano nangyari? Okay. Okay. -2 ang derivative nito. Derivative naman nito, 2x. So, yun yung kunin natin f prime of x. Okay. Tapos, ito, i-retain natin. X is less than -1. Pero dito, tatanggalin natin yung equal sign. Okay? I-explain natin yun kung bakit tatanggalin mo yung equal sign dito. Okay. So, we get this derivative. 2x, -2. Tatanggalin mo yung ano, no, equal sign. No? And we'll explain that later on. Okay. So, uh, remember, notation lang itong dalawang ito. That notation lang itong dalawang ito. There's a reason kung ba't sinabi kong notation lang itong dalawang ito. At may relationship siya kung ba't natin tinanggal yung equal sign dito. Okay? So, limit, actually, kahit hindi pa natin pansinin itong dalawang notation na to, ito lang dalawang ito eh. Okay. Limit of f prime of x. Actually, mali pala ang aking interpretation. Tama, balik ka dito pala. Kailangan natin itong dalawang notation na ito para ma-figure out natin kung bakit tinanggal itong equal sign na yan. Okay. So, f prime from the left or left derivative is equal to this is equal to this is equal to this value from this theorem. Okay? So, dahil from the left ka, ang gagamitin mo ito, from the left. So, limit of f prime of x as x approaches -1 from the left, that would be 2x ito. So, meron kang limit of 2x. As x approaches -1 from the left, that would be 2 times -1, so -2. Ano naman yung f prime from the right? F prime from the right, ito yung gagamitin mo. So, limit of f prime as x approaches -1 from the right, that would be -2. Ano naman ang limit ng -2 as x approaches -1 from the right? That would be -2. So, these two are equal. O wala kang ano class ha, f prime of -1. Hindi siya katulad ng continuity test na meron ito. Sa differentiability, dalawang limits lang. Okay? Dalawang limits lang. Wala kang sinosolve na f prime of -1. That's the reason kung bakit natin tinanggal yung equal sign dito. Para wag kayong matempt na gawin yung f prime of -1 na yan is equal to negative, f prime of -1 is equal to -2. Kasi nandito yung equal sign, di ba? O matempt kayo, sabihin nyo, itong tatlong ito ay equal. Hindi, walang ganyan. Hindi kasama to. Wala yung test na yan. Itong dalawa lang ang sinosolve. Okay? That's one reason kung ba't natin tinanggal yung equal sign para hindi kayo matempt na i-solve ito. Okay? Furthermore, ayan ito yung pangalawa. Yun yung first one para hindi kayo matempt na i-solve ito. Furthermore, pag sinolve nyo kasi ito, f prime of -1, at hindi mo talaga tinanggal yung equal sign dito. Remember, function din ng f prime. Function yan. So, anong ibig sabihin ng f prime of -1? You're just substituting -1 here sa x na yan. So, saan mo siya i-evaluate? -2. So, parang lumalabas na ang f prime of -1, -2, may derivative ka na. Parang yun yung lumalabas. Chine-check mo nga kung may derivative ka talaga sa -1 eh. Without removing -1 here, dineclare mo na agad na may derivative ka. Pero yun nga, nag-check ka pa lang. Nag-check ka pa lang kung may derivative. Pag may equal ka, dineclare mo na agad. Okay? So that's why you have to remove the equal sign. Okay? Pag sa exam, hindi naman kami maigdig dyan. Kung naisulat ko pa rin, okay lang. As long as you do this different derivative test. Okay? Kung nailagay mo pa rin equal sign dyan, okay lang pa rin. So long as gawin mo pa rin itong test na ito. So, dahil pareho yung derivative nila, derivative from the left and derivative from the right are equal, therefore, f is differentiable at x is equal to -1. And we can even declare that the derivative at -1 is indeed negative. Okay? So, hindi lahat ng piecewise function. Kasi baka pag isipin niyo, pag piecewise function, laging hindi differentiable. Hindi pwede ang piecewise function differentiable. Lagi tatanggalin yung equal sign sa mga inequality. Yes, kapag nandito na kayo sa differentiability part. So dito may equal sign, no? Ayun talaga sumulat. Ito, may equal sign. Pero pagdating mo sa derivative part, tanggalin mo na yung equal sign para mas safe. Oo. Kasi ang ano doon, ang idea is nagde-derivative from the left and derivative from the right ka. Pag hindi mo kasi tinanggal, in effect, ang f prime of -1 mo, dito mo siya pinaplug. F prime of -1, ang value niya agad, automatic -2. Yun yung ano niya, yun yung idea behind it. Kasi pag hindi mo tinanggal, yun ang idea nun. Kasi notice, kaya sabi ko, notation lang itong dalawang ito. Pero pag hindi mo kasi na-realize na notation siya, maia-adopt mo rin itong notation na ito. F prime of -1. Tapos hindi mo natanggal yung equal sign doon. So, masabi mo na f prime of -1 is -2 kasi hindi mo na ginawa ito. Okay? That's why it's safer to remove the equal sign kapag nagdaderivative ka yung dito sa part ito. Para ma-force kayo mag-limit from the left and limit from the right. Pero kung hindi yung natanggal, okay lang din. Kung hindi natanggal, okay lang din. So long as gagawin nyo pa rin itong computation. Ito yung importanteng part. Parang ano lang to, parang additional part lang to na you're writing very academically. Tinatanggal niya talaga yung negative. Pero kung hindi natanggal, okay lang. Ito yung importante part. Paggawa niyo itong computation na ito. Itong dalawa. Okay? Ito yung importante. Pero of course, ipakita mo muna continuous siya. Kasi pag hindi siya continuous, automatic, hindi na siya differentiable. Okay? So like this next example, determine if the function is differentiable at x is equal to 1. So your function g of x is equal to x squared plus x plus 2 if x is less than or equal to 1 and 3x is x greater than 1. O dito, hindi yung muna tatanggalin yung equal sign kasi nasa original function ka pa lang. Ano gagawin mo? Magko-continuity test ka muna. So ano muna yung g of 1? G of 1, saan mo ipa-plug yung g of 1? Dito. So magkakakuha ka ng g of 1, that would be 1 squared plus 1 plus 2. That would be 4. Tapos, 1 from the left. 1 from the left, ito yung function mo. Limit of x squared plus x plus 2 as x approaches 1 from the left. We get here 4. Tapos, 1 from the right ka naman, ito yung gagamitin mong function. Limit of 3x as x approaches 1 from the right, we get 3. So, notice, hindi na equal tong tatlong numbers na to. So, dahil hindi ka na continuous, G is already not differentiable. Okay? So, in fact, ang ginagawa ko sa mga ibang students, hindi nila ginagawa itong continuity test. Tumatalon agad sa differentiability part. So, kukunin yung derivative. Ano derivative nitong x squared plus x plus 2? 2x plus 1. Ano derivative ng 3x? 3. Tapos, tatanggalin nito, x is less than 1, x is greater than 1. Okay. Tapos, G prime from the left and G prime from the right. Ano ang limit nitong ano tong G prime from the left? Left derivative. Ang function natin dito, 2x plus 1. So, as x approaches 1 from the left. So, pag plug in mo, 2 times 1 plus 1, we get 3. G prime from the right, Ang gagamitin mong function, ito naman. Kasi x approaches 1 from the right. 3. Anong limit ng 3? 3. Eh sabi mo ngayon equal. Inignore mo tong step na to. E di sasabihin mo ngayon, ay differentiable. No, mali ito. O, you always start with continuity. Kasi nakita mo, in the first place, hindi na siya continuous. So, hindi na siya continuous. Si G, balikan natin yung diagram natin, si G, nandito na siya sa labas. Okay? So, hindi na siya continuous. So, hindi na siya differentiable automatic. So, kailangan mo muna i-check talaga for continuity before you check for differentiability. So, hindi automatic continue. Hindi dahil nag-equal yung derivative niya, minsan na. Ano sumusunod? Okay, hindi ibig sabihin na hindi differential, na pag may nakuha kang ganitong equal number, automatic differentiable. Ah. You always check for continuity first. Okay? Kaya unnecessary test na ito. Okay, so ayan, ito yung reasoning behind this part. Okay? It's still not differentiable. Question so far. Oh, ayan yung differentiability na. So meron tayong panibagong panibagong adjective for functions, differentiable function. So saan natin gagamitin yung concept ng differentiability? We now have what we call the chain rule. Ito na yung derivative ng composition of functions. Doon natin gagamitin yun. Actually, yun lang siya. Para alam niyo kung ano ibig sabihin ng differentiable. Pero hindi na kayo mag-check ng differentiability dito. Unless sabihin namin mag-check kayo ng differentiability. Pero para at least hindi lang parang ano ito yung differentiable, parang may bago lang na adjective dyan. So ito yung sasabi ng chain rule. If a function g is differentiable at x is equal to x naught, and a function f is differentiable at the number g of x naught, then f circle g is differentiable. Yung f circle g mismo, differentiable siya at x is equal to x naught, and will be given by this formula. Ang f circle g prime ay equal sa f prime, copy whatever inside, multiplied by the derivative of the inside. Okay? So, kukunin mo muna yung derivative ng nasa labas, kopyahin yung nasa loob, multiplied by derivative of what's inside. Madali lang siya i-state, pero in practice, medyo nakakahilo siya. Titingin tayo ng mga examples kung paano siya pina-perform. Now, the chain rule can also be stated in the following manner. If y is equal to f of u and u is equal to g of x, then, so si y dependent ku, sorry, si y dependent ku, si u dependent kay x. In effect, si y dependent kay x. So dy over dx is equal to dy over du, ito yung part na yon, dy over du, times du over dx. So parang kinakancel mo lang itong u, makukuha mo yung dy over dx. Or another way to write it, ang derivative ng f of u with respect to x ay f prime of u, okay, multiplied by the derivative of u with respect to x. Of course, notation ng itong mga to will mostly use this one here. Okay? Itong nasa theorem natin. So let's have the following example. Find the derivative of 2x to the power 5. So, ito yung na-solve natin last time. Nung sinolve natin ito, last time, in-expand natin siya, ginawa natin siyang 32x to the power 5. And then, kinuha natin yung derivative via power rule. 5 times 32, that would give you 160x to the power 4. Pero dito, without resorting to expanding, kasi what if ano to the 180 power na yan? Hindi na madaling 2 to the 180 power. Hindi na siya madaling i-ano. So gagawin natin, kakalasin mo yung 2x to the power 5 mo into two functions. You have your inner function and you have your outer function. Let me check kung meron ako dito. Wala. Meron kang inner function dito, outer function. So you start first with the derivative of the outer function. Ano ang so meron ka dito, ito yung outer function mo, no? Ano ang derivative ng outer function mo? Ang derivative ng outer function mo, okay, ito yun, no? Yung f prime. Ang derivative niyan, 5. Bababa yung 5 times, ito yung inner function mo, g of x. So, 5 times g of x raised to the power 4. Okay, ito yung part na yon times derivative of the inside. Ano derivative ng nasa loob? 2x, that would be 2. And then you just copy everything. 5 times 2x to the power 4 times 2. So once you simplify this, you get 5 times 16, x to the power 4 times 2. We get 16 times 2, that would be 32 times 5, x to the power 4. We get the same answer, 116, x to the power 4. Okay? So, ganun lang, ibababa mo yung 5, 2x to the power 4 times derivative ditong nasa loob. Okay? So, it's the same with sine 2x. Paano pag sine 2x? So, kunyari, hindi mo alam kung paano ito i-derivative using chain rule, gagamitin mo itong sine 2x natin. Sine 2x is equal to 2 sine x cosine x. Okay. So, paano ang derivative ng 2 sine x cosine x? So, gagamit tayo dito ng product rule. So, derivative ng 2 sine x cosine x, lalabas mo yung 2 kasi constant lang, tapos derivative ng sine x cosine x. So, gagamit tayo dito ng product rule. Ano ang derivative ng sine x? Ang derivative ng sine x, cosine x, times, copy the second factor, plus, copy the first factor, then derivative of the second factor, negative sine x. So when we simplify, we get cosine squared x minus sine squared x. Pero saan equal ang cosine squared x minus sine squared x from trigonometry? Yan yung double angle measure naman ng cosine 2x. O ng cosine x rather. Yun yung cosine 2x. Okay? Now, of course, etong part na to, okay na kami dito. Pero, ba't natin sinimplify pa sa part na yan? Kasi, ipoprove natin ito using chain rule. Ano derivative ito using chain rule? Again, sine 2x. Without resorting to this formula here, may outer function ka na sine. Ito yung outer function mo. Ito yung inner function mo. Outer function, inner function. So, ano muna derivative ng outer function mo? Ang derivative ng outer function mo ay cosine. Cosine 2x times derivative ng 2x. Ano ang derivative ng 2x? Times derivative of whatever is inside times 2. So we get 2 times cosine 2x. And we arrive at the same answer. O, mas madali ang ano, no, chain rule, no, kaysa yung long method, no, yung i-expand mo. So, practice ka talaga kung paano gamitin itong chain rule and you will get an idea kung paano talaga siya sinusolve. Okay? So, let's more about chain rule. How about h prime of x is equal to 2 sine x squared? Okay. So, 2 sine x squared. So, ito, hindi yan sine squared x plus, ha? Hindi yan pareho. Ano yung inner? So, mayroon tayong 2 times sine x squared. May inner function tayo na x squared, outer function, sine. So, sine x squared. Kunin mo muna yung derivative ng nasa labas. Ano yung derivative ng nasa labas? So, meron ka ditong 2 times, kasi constant lang ito, no? Ilabas mo lang siya na 2 times derivative with respect to x of sine x squared. Okay? May tanong mo dito. Okay. Nawala audio ninyo. Wait. Teka, nawala audio ko. Hello, 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 hello. Okay na yung audio ko? Okay, okay. Nawawala siguro kasi na. Okay. So, 2 times derivative ng sine x squared. So, derivative muna itong nasa labas, labas na function. So, 2 times cosine x squared, copy whatever is inside, times, ano derivative ng x squared? Times 2x. And then you simplify. Minsan hindi naman pinapasimplify, pero minsan kailangan you simplify. 2x times 2, 4x cosine x squared. Okay? O class, hindi to ano ha? 2 times cosine 2x. Hindi yung ide-derivative mo yung labas, tapos ide-derivative mo agad yung loob. Hindi. Okay, yan yung naging common mistake. Sabay na dinederivative. It should be cosine, copy whatever is inside, multiplied by whatever is the derivative of the inside. Yung inside nasa labas. Ang weird, yung inside nasa labas. Okay? Hindi yan cosine 2x. Hindi yan sabay-sabay na dinederivative. So, how about meron ba akong dy over, find the derivative if you have here y is equal to square root of x cubed minus tangent x. Okay, tingnan natin. Ilan yung mga functions natin? Pilahin natin. May outer function ka dito na etong nasa labas, square root. Tapos may inner function ka, x cubed minus tangent x. Now, dito papasok yung inyong knowledge of ano ang derivative ng square root. So dahil may function ka sa labas, may dalawa kang function dito, no? Yung outer, square root of x. Anong inner natin? Inner, x cubed minus tangent x. So, ano muna derivative ng outer? Ang derivative ng outer ay 1 over 2 square root of x. Pero, copy whatever is inside, so we get 1 over 2 square root of x cubed minus tangent x. Copy whatever is inside. Yun yung nasa loob natin. Hindi 1 over 2 square root of x lang class at as i-multiply yung derivative nito. Hindi. Kung ano yung nasa loob, 1 over 2 square root of kung ano yan, yun yung nandito. Times, ano derivative ng x cubed minus tangent x? Ang derivative ng x cubed minus tangent x ay 3x squared minus ang tangent x, secant squared x. And then, yun na, ibabalik mo yung u, x cubed minus tangent x. You can leave this as it is. Palitan mo lang itong u ng x cubed minus tangent x. Or kung gusto mo pa i-simplify, 3x squared minus secant squared x over 2 square root of x cubed minus tangent x. Either way, tama ito, tama ito. Kahit alin yung gamitin yung notation. But it depends on the problem, kung ano kasi yung problem natin. Okay? Next, how about the derivative of 2x minus 1 to the 100 power multiplied by 2 minus x to the 200 power? Okay, medyo overkill tong isang to. So, ang gagawin natin? May dalawa kang product. Okay, may dalawa kang product. So, yung product mo ito, magpa-product rule tayo dito sa dalawang ito. Product rule, product rule. Okay? Tapos, ito unahin natin. Okay? Ito unahin natin. So, 100 power, hindi mo i-expand to class ha. Hindi yan 2x to the 100 minus 1 to the 100. Believe me, may gumagawa niyan. Oo, Diyos ko, may gumagawa niyan. Hindi yan equal sa ganyan ha. So, ano gagawin natin? Ano gagawin natin? Etong part na to, so gagawin natin, ano no, may dalawang part ka dito. Derivative first of 2x minus 1 to the 100 times, copy the second factor, 2x, again, derivative of 2x minus 1 to the 100 power times 2 minus x to the 200 power plus, copy the first factor, 2x minus 1 to the 100 power, then derivative of the second factor. Second factor, 2 minus x to the 200 power. Okay. So derivative muna nitong first part. Anong derivative niya? Baba yung 100, 100 times 2x minus 1, okay, to the power 100 minus 1, 99. So 100 times 2x minus 1 to the 99 power times derivative ng nasa loob. Ano ang derivative ng nasa loob? Times 2. Ayun yun. Times, copy the second factor. Dahil ito sa product rule. Plus, copy the first factor times, okay, derivative naman ito. Ano derivative nito? Bababa yung 200, 200 times 2 minus x raised to 199 times, chain rule tayo, ano derivative nitong 2 minus x? Ang derivative ng 2 minus x ay negative 1. Okay? O, notice class kung sino lang ang mga nakamultiply kung kanino. Okay? Hindi natin ito i-multiply sa buong iyan. Okay? Ito, effect ito ng product rule. Itong part na ito. Kasi derivative of this one here, etong part na to, ito yung chain rule part. Chain rule, pagdating dito, product rule. Okay? Hindi siya chine-chain sa buong ito. Okay? Ang naka-chain lang class, sila lang. Etong part lang na to ang naka-chain. Kaya siya, chain. By the name itself, chain. Naka-chain si 2 dito. Pero ito, chain yan. Chain rule. Pero ito, product rule to. Okay? Hindi yan yung, kasi baka isipin nyo, baka ang messy ng chain rule niyo saan siya naka-multiply. Okay? They're only chained to themselves. Themselves. Hindi siya chain sa overall function natin. Dito, eto kasi yung overall function mo. Nagkataon na isang function ka lang, wala kang product. Okay? Now, okay na ako dito. Now, yung mga ibang instructors, pinapa-simplify pa nila. Pero you don't need to simplify pag ganito ka complicated na yung expression. It's okay for me. Yung ganito lang. Okay na ito sa akin. Okay? Okay. Let's look at more examples para masanay kayo. Ayan. Ano ang derivative ng 2x to the power 5 halves plus 2 to the power 4 over square root of 2x minus cosecant x? Ayan na, medyo katakot-takot na itong isang to. So, meron ka dito, ano to? May quotient ka. May numerator ka, denominator. So, maglo-lodify tayo. Tapos, yung numerator mo, function within a function. Ito rin square root of 2x. May function ka within a function. So, iisa-isahin natin to. Maglo-lodify muna tayo. Lodify, ito muna yung low, times derivative ng high, ito yon minus high, times derivative ng low, ito yon over low squared. Okay? Yung low square, walang problema. Walang problema yan. Kaya wag niyong pahirapan sa sarili niyo na i-distribute pa yung 2x. Hindi yan ganyan again, may mga nadudulas, ginagawa yan. Hindi ini-square ang bawat term. Okay? I- Iba yan, binomial expansion yan. So, if in doubt, leave it as it is. Okay? Now, we fill in the details here. So, low, the high, minus high, the low. Tignan natin tong part na to. Dito gagamit ka ng chain rule. Okay? Pero ito, naka-multiply lang siya dito. Hindi siya naka-multiply sa buong expression na yan. So ito, i-multiply mo lang siya dito. So ano derivative nito? So may 4 ka sa labas to the power 4. Baba yung 4. Kopyahin yung whatever is inside. 2x to the power 5 halves plus 2 raised to the power 3, 4 minus 1, 3. And then derivative ng loob. Ano yung derivative ng loob? 2x to the power 5 halves. 5 halves times 2. That would be 5 halves times 2x raised to 5 halves minus 1. So 5 halves times 2, 5x to the power 5 halves minus, gawin mo na lang ito 2 over 2 para madali mag-subtract. So meron kang 5x to the power 3 over 2. 5 minus 2. Okay? Plus, ano derivative ng 2? Derivative ng 2 ay plus 0. So you can ignore plus 0. Tanggalin mo na yan. So 5x to the power 3 halves plus 0. Okay, yan yung part na yan. Next, kunin mo yung derivative naman ng part na to. Ano derivative niyan? So meron kang square root of 2x. So may function ka within a function. Ito yung outer function mo, square root of x. Ano derivative ng square root of x? 1 over 2 square root of whatever is inside. 1 over 2 square root of whatever is inside times, mag-chain rule ka, times, ano derivative ng 2x? 2. Etong 2, nakadikit lang siya dito kay 1 over 2 square root of x. Hindi dito sa labas ha, hindi yan dyan. Dito mo ididikit, automatically nakadikit siya agad dun sa yung kung saan siya nanggaling. Minus, ano derivative ng cosecant? O ayan ha, sabi ko mag-memorize. Cosecant ay negative of negative cosecant x. Cotangent x. So negative, negative, magiging positive. And so you get this entire expression. Okay, medyo madugo, okay? And ito yung sinasabi ko, hindi mo na kailangan i-simplify. Kasi kahit kami, hindi namin gusto i-simplify yan kasi ang trabaho niya. Pero what we want you to do is keep on practicing kung paano ginagawa ang chain rule. You just have to know kung ano yung mga inner function and outer functions. Okay, tapos paano pag nakahalo na yung product rule at quotient rule. Okay? Sige, I think there are more examples. So, the chain rule can also be extended to a finite composition of functions. So, to illustrate, F1, circle F2, circle F3. So, meron tayong, ito yung outer, inner, innermost, or parang outer, inner core. So, ano gagawin mo? Uh, kunin mo muna yung derivative ng nasa labas, F prime, copy whatever is inside, F2 circle F3. Okay? Okay, copy yan. Times derivative itong nasa loob. Okay, ano derivative ng F2 circle F3? Ang derivative niyan, ito na ngayon yung labas natin. Derivative mo muna nung nasa labas, F2 prime, copy whatever inside F3. And then, finally, derivative ng nasa pinakaloob, F3 prime. Okay? Medyo ayaw ka ito basahin kasi nakakahilo lang ito. The derivative of Fg of x, derivative of the outside, evaluated at the inside function multiplied by the derivative of the inside function. Medyo nakahilo lang siya. So, ganun lang. Yung labas muna, copy whatever is inside, multiplied by whatever is inside, tapos copy mo muna ulit yung nasa inside times yung pinaka-inside derivative. Okay? So, let's have this example. Ayan. Derivative ng sine of tangent squared x. Okay. Dito kasi talamak ang chain rule kapag mga trigonometric. So as you notice here, ilang functions ang meron tayo? Tatlo na. Sine, tangent, squared. So isulat mo siya as sine of tangent x squared. Okay? So meron kang outer, sine, inner, sorry pala. Ano yung pinakalabas mo muna? Outer, sine. Tapos ano yung inner mo? Inner, 2, yung square. Tapos innermost, tangent. Okay? Pwede yan. I-mark ko siya ganyan. Outer, inner, innermost. Okay? So, titignan natin isa-isa. Unahin mo muna, ano yung derivative ng pinakalabas? Pinakalabas, derivative ng sine ay cosine. Cosine, and then copy whatever is inside. Tangent squared. Okay? So, cosine muna yung pinakalabas, copyhin nyo nasa loob, times derivative ng susunod, yung nasa susunod na labas, yung 2 na. Derivative ng 2, o ng x squared, 2 times whatever is inside to the power 1. Kasi 2 minus 1. So 2 tangent x, the power 1, times derivative ng pinakaloob. Ano derivative ng tangent x? Secant squared x. And you get that. So ito na yung derivative natin. Cosine tangent x squared times 2 tangent x secant squared x. And that's it. So parang chain ka lang talaga. Copy whatever is out. Ito muna yung labas. Copy whatever is inside times. Itong nasa loob muna. Isa-isa lang ha. Yung, hindi yan ano class ha. Sine secant squared x to the power 1. Hindi ganyan yan. Okay? Labas, copy inside times loob, copy is inside times derivative. Okay? So, ang haba ng term natin. Oh. How about derivative of cosine squared cotangent 4x? So, isulat mo lang siya as, ano siya, no? Cosine. So, square yung nasa labas. Nasa labas yun. Square, cosine of cotangent 4x. So, sino yung pinaka nasa labas mong function? Ang pinaka nasa labas mong function, square, followed by cosine. O sa atin lang to ha, inner more. Okay, outer natin square, inner cosine, inner more, cotangent, innermost 4x. O, kasi pag naubusan na kayo ng mga ano, bahala kayo, outer, least outer, bahala kayo kung parang kayo maging creative. Basta ma-identify ninyo sino yung pinaka nasa labas at sino yung pinaka nasa loob. So, square yung pinaka nasa labas, baba mo muna yung ano, derivative muna ng square. Derivative ng square. 2, kopyahin yung pinaka nasa loob, cosine cotangent 4x to the power 1 times derivative ng cosine. Ito muna, kasi cosine yung inner, no? Negative sine, copy whatever is inside, kopyahin muna, times derivative ng cotangent. Okay? Ano derivative ng cotangent? Negative. Bakit ba sumulat? Negative. Sumulat. Negative. Teka lang. Okay. Negative. Ba't ayaw sumulat? Ayun. Derivative ng cotangent. Negative. Cosecant squared. Tapos, copy whatever is inside. 4x. Okay? 4x. Tapos, yung 4x, ano derivative ng 4x? Ang derivative ng 4x ay 4. Kaya ayaw sumulat talaga. No? Ayaw na sumulat. O nga, ayaw yung sumulat to. Okay? Ang derivative ng 4x ay 4. Alam? I think may problema na yan. Pudpud na ata siya. Oo nga. Wait lang. Wait. Let me replace. Replace ko lang. Oo nga, pudpud na nga siya. Okay, got replaced. Okay. So again, baba mo muna yung 2. 2. Copy whatever is inside. Cosine cotangent 4x times derivative nitong cosine, negative sign, copy whatever is inside cotangent 4x times derivative ni cotangent, negative cosecant squared 4x. O class ha, ang derivative ni cotangent ay negative cosecant squared. Hindi mo na ide-derivative itong 2 negative cosecant ha. May mga nadudulas pang ganyan. ang buong derivative ni cotangent ay negative cosecant squared. May square talaga. So, yan lang yon. Hindi mo na i-derivative ulit ito. Ang derivative ni cotangent ito, copy whatever is inside 4x times derivative ni 4x, 4. Okay, dito yung mga nadudulas eh, yung mga people dito, saan ba nadudulas dito? Halimbawa, cosecant x. Kukunin yung derivative, cosecant x, cotangent x. Negative. Tapos makikita nila, ay, product rule ulit. Hindi na. Yan ang buong derivative niyan. Yan talaga yung expression na yan. So, mag-ingat sa mga gantong mga trigonometric function ha, especially ang mga trigonometric, ang mga derivative nila may mga square, naka-product, hindi na nag-product rule after nun. Yun talaga yung derivative nila. Okay? O, ito. Ito na natin ano, last for this one. Okay. Find the fourth derivative. Ito na yun. If f of x is equal to square root of 2x minus 3. Ito yung, dito yung malalaman kung kailan kayo mag-simplify o hindi mag-simplify. Kapag pinapahanap na yung higher order derivatives. So, ano yung outer natin? Ang outer natin dito, square root. Ano yung inner? 2x minus 3. So, you solve first for the derivative of whatever is outside. So, ang derivative dito, di ba ano? 1 over 2 square root of 2x minus 3. And then derivative of whatever is inside times 2. Okay? 2x minus 3. So, magka-cancel to. So, you get 1 over the square root of 2x minus 3. Okay. So, ito yung makukuha ninyo. Yan yan. 1 over 2x minus 3. May square root sa ilalim. Sinimplify pa talaga natin. Pero minsan, pag ganito lang, okay lang kahit hindi nyo simplify. Kaso nagpapahanap ng f double prime kasi. So, isimplify ninyo. Yun yung ito na yung intuition ninyo. Kailangan isimplify talaga. Kasi maghahanap ng second derivative eh. So, yung function mo, 1 over 2 square root of 2x minus 3, maganda nga siya yung notation na to. Kaso, hindi siya helpful para mahanap yung second derivative. So, isulat mo siya as, ay wala na palang 2. Isulat mo siya as 2x minus 3 raised to negative 1 half. Mas advantageous itong notation na to kaysa yung 1 over square root of 2x minus 3. Kasi dito, mag-attempt ka pa mag-product rule, ay mag-quotient rule. Di ba pag nag-derivative pa siya, mag-quotient rule ka pa, magiging messy lang yan. Ito na lang yung gamitin mo. So, makikita mo, 2x minus 3 raised to negative 1 half, may outer function. Ang bago mong outer function, yung exponent to the negative 1 half, inner function mo, 2x minus 3. So, kunin mo yung derivative dito ngayon, that would be the second derivative of f. So, anong derivative dito? Derivative dito, bababa yung negative 1 half, no? Negative 1 half. 2x, copy whatever is inside, 2x minus 3, minus 1 half, minus 1. 1, negative 1 half minus 1, you can write it as negative 1 half minus 2 over 2, negative 3 halves. O, tapos huwag kakalimutan yung derivative yung nasa loob. 2x minus 3 times 2. So magka-cancel na naman to. So we get negative 2x minus 3 raised to negative 3 halves. Okay, that's the second derivative. Then we solve for the third derivative. Third derivative, ito yung outer function mo ngayon. Ito yung inner function mo. So outer function, negative 3 halves times negative. So magiging positive 3 halves. Copy whatever is inside, 2x minus 3, raised to negative 3 halves minus 1. So isot mo na siya ng negative 3 halves minus 2 over 2. So we get negative 5 halves. Times, derivative ulit ng 2x minus 3, that would be 2. So cancel ulit to, we get 3 times 2x minus 3 raised to negative 5 halves. And finally, fourth derivative. Ito, constant lang, tapon sa labas. Then kunin mo yung derivative nito. Ito yung outer function natin ngayon, negative 5 halves. So bababa yung negative 5 halves, 3 times negative 5 halves. we get negative 15 over 2 times 2x minus 3 raised to negative 5 halves minus 1. Ano ang negative 5 halves minus 1? Negative 5 halves minus 1 is negative 5 halves minus 2 over 2. So we get negative 7 halves times 2x minus 3. Ano derivative ng 2x minus 3? 2. And so, magka-cancel lang to. We get negative 15 2x minus 3 raised to negative 7. Okay? O, yan. Ganyan mag-chain rule. Okay? Ito na pala. Ayun lang siya. So, try to do the exercises. May question muna? Okay. Wala ah. Magpapause lang ako. Okay.